Okay, now we may discuss about the schedule with respect to balance sheet of a life insurance company. What are the different schedules related with the balance sheet as per the recent directions and regulations and circulars of IRDA? Please look at the PPT. The first schedule is Schedule 5, that is share capital. Under the heading share capital, you have to include the explanations and amount of authorized share capital, issued share capital, subscribed share capital, and call of cash share capital. Then you have to deduct calls unpaid, and you have to add shares forfeited, amount originally paid up. Then you have to deduct par value of equity shares bought back, and again you have to deduct preliminary expenditure, including commission or brokerage on underwriting or subscription shares. Then please total it. Okay, now the Schedule 5 is over. Now we have to discuss about another schedule, that is Schedule 5A, pattern of shareholding. As certified manager, you have to include the pattern of shareholding by promoters of the life insurance company and others through Schedule number 5A. You have to include the relevant figures for current year and previous year. You have to include number of shares and percentage of holding of Indian promoters and foreign promoters for current year and previous year. Also include others shareholding pattern with respect to current year and previous year. Then please total it. Now Schedule 5A is over. Now Schedule 6, that is reserve and surplus. Under the heading reserves and surplus, you have to include capital reserve, capital redemption reserve, share premium, revaluation reserve, and general reserve. From general reserve, you have to deduct debit balance in profit and loss account and amount utilized for buyback. Then you have to show catastrophe reserve, other reserves, and balance of profit and loss account. Balance of profit and loss account is to be included in the Schedule number 6. Now, Schedule number 6 is over. We have to discuss about Schedule number 7, that is borrowing. You have to include the details of your borrowings, include debentures or bond, fixed deposit, banks, from your borrowings from financial institution, other entities carrying on insurance business, and your other borrowings. Then please total it. Now another schedule, Schedule number 8, that is investments for shareholders. You have to detail about investment for shareholders. First of all, you have to show long-term investment. Under long-term investments, the details will be government securities and government guaranteed bond, including treasury bills, other approved securities, other investment. Other investments may be investment in equity shares, or investment in preferred shares, or investment in mutual fund, investment in derivative instruments, investment in debentures of bond, or investment in other securities, or investment in subsidiaries, or investment in real estate properties. Then you have to show short-term securities. You have to explain about short-term investments. What are the short-term investments? That may be government securities, government guaranteed bond, including treasury bill, other approved securities, and other investments. Other investments may be investments in shares, investments in mutual fund, investments in derivative instruments, investments in debentures of bond, or investments in subsidiaries, or investment in real estate properties. Okay. Now you have to classify your total investment into two. One is investment in India, and other is investment outside India. Now the schedule is over. Please total it. Likewise, you have to prepare another schedule, that is Schedule 8A. Please wait. I may show the heading. Please look at the PPT. Schedule 8A, investments, policy holders. Then here you have to include the details about investments for policyholders. First of all, you have to include long-term investment details, government securities and government guaranteed bond, including treasury bill, other approved securities, then other investments that may be shares in equity shares, investments in preferred shares, mutual fund, derivative instruments, debentures or bond, other securities, investments in subsidiaries, investment in real estate property, investment in infrastructure and social sector, then other approved investment. Okay. Then you have to include details about short-term investments, government securities and government guaranteed bond, including treasury bills, other approved securities and other investments. Other investments may be investments in equity shares, investments in preferred shares, mutual fund, derivative instrument, debentures of bond, other securities, investment in subsidiaries, investment in real estate property. Then last two items are investments in infrastructure and social sector other than approved investment. Then please total it, and you have to classify your total investment into two. One is investment in India and another is investment in outside India. Then please total it again. Then next rule. Rule number 9, that is loan. First of all, you have to include the details of a loan you have given on the basis security. That means security-wise classification. You have to include details of loan you have given on the base security. That is known as security-wise classification. First, secured on mortgage property in India, on mortgage property outside India. Then on shares, bond or government security, then others. Then you have to include unsecured loan, loans against policies and others. Then you have to include the details of loan on the basis of borrower. That is known as borrower-wise classification. Central and state government, banks and financial institutions, subsidiaries, companies, loans against policies, others. Okay. Then you have to detail about performance-wise. That means performance-wise classification. Loans classified as standard in India, loans classified as standard outside India. Then non-standard loans less provisions in India, outside India. Then you have to include maturity-wise classification, short-term, long-term. Then please total it. Next schedule, schedule number 10, that is fixed asset. Please draw a table with the 4-column, particular cost or gross block, then depreciation, then net block. Under the heading cost or gross block, you have to include opening balance, additions, reduction, and closing balance. Under the heading depreciation, up to last year, for the year, on sales or adjustment to date. Under the heading net block, as at year end and previous year. What are the items you have to include? Goodwill, intangibles, land, freehold, leasehold property, building, furniture and fittings, information technology equipment, vehicles, office equipment, others, total, and previous year. Okay. We may discuss the other aspect and details of other schedules in another session. Okay. Thank you.